BEERUN, beer run. BEERUN, beer run. All we need is a 10 and a 5 or a car and a key and a sober driver. BEERUN, beer run.
Welcome to the Beer Run, part of the BS and Beer Network, the only Saints podcast with a 2-drink minimum and takes as bad as the Saints' red zone offense.
That's a joke, boy. You missed it. Went right past you. You gotta keep on your toes. Put toes at it.
I'm the California Cajun. I'm unfortunately here with my best buddy over here, Lil Dice. How you doing, Dale?
Man, it's rough. Been rough, Craig. Been rough. It's like peaks and valleys. You know, you high, then you low. You high, now, you low. You know.
Now, some of us were not overly enthused about the Patriots game because they knew this was coming. And I want to call them smart, but also I want to hate them because they're bummers. So, you know, kind of catch-22. You're right, but also I hate you.
Right, exactly. But, you know, maybe, just maybe, to some of those people being right is more important, you know?
That's terrible. That is terrible. Oh, God. Imagine rather your team loses and your third-round draft pick running back is bad just so that you can say, I told you so instead. Imagine people like that. Unreal.
So some people, you know, you have to find a silver lining wherever you can, Craig, all right?
My silver lining is that we're only a half game back. That's my silver lining.
Oh, and also that we play in the NFC South and everybody else is terrible too. So,
I mean, the Bucks got a winning record. They got that juggernaut of Baker Mayfield over there.
There you go. Okay, well, you know how we do on the Beer Run. We got 4 downs. We're going to be talking some beer. We're going to be talking about the Saints and Texans. We're going to relive that thing. And then for 3rd down, we'll go behind enemy lines, talk to some Jaguars fans. And then 4th down, we'll break down the game, give out predictions, and tell you what's going to happen. So referees, get out there, spot the ball. Let's get this thing going.
First down, Saints.
All right, Craig, what you drinking, bro?
Sorry, I'm a Saints fan, so I'm really confused at what a first down is. I got a little thrown off by that. So I've been trying to keep it to local stuff, and then threw that out the window this week. I have something from Mammoth, California. This is from Mammoth Lakes Brewing Company. It is a pale ale called the Yosemite Pale Ale. For anybody who knows, me and my family, we love Yosemite. Go all the time. It's one of those nature's wonderland kind of places. We love it. And the beer, I haven't actually tried. We're going to try it all together right now. So first step, how's it sound? Sounds like a beer, so let's go do this together. We're going a little adventure. We're going a little trip. We're going to go down a little road, and we're going to do it together because at times like this, you need friends.
Yeah, we're better together.
Oh, that's damn good. That's a damn good pale ale. I don't want friends anymore. I don't want to share this. Go get out of here. I ain't sharing. That is a good pale ale, man. It is hoppy, but it's not IPA beat you over the head hoppy. It's pretty low ABVs. It's only 5.5, so it's probably something you could drink while hiking, which is the next thing I'm going to have to do with that thing.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm doing good, man. It's good. It's good beer. I'm going to kick it over to you, and you're going to tell me some kind of fruit thing, or you're going to be like, oh, I didn't get beer, so I have watermelon juice and tequila, or some random combination of bullshit. So what are you drinking over there, buddy?
Come on, Craig. I went to the liquor store, man. I got that 6-pack. We still got Oktoberfest. It's still Oktoberfest. Lost 40 Brewing. You know, it's good stuff. So we're rolling with it again. There we go. And it's the beer run. So yeah, I'm drinking beer today, Craig. How about that?
See, the problem that I have, like logically, like the way my brain works, is you got a 6-pack last show and you still drinking it. Like my brain doesn't know how to process 6 beers, making it a week.
I have a variety.
I don't know how to manage that.
I have a variety of drinks here, Craig. It's not just one thing I'm drinking, you know. And then, you know, one thing you can't forget about this network is
BS and Beer Media is sponsored by Purple Valley Farms Marijuana. We got that good.
That's right. So
Thought we were past this.
no. We are proudly sponsored.
You know they don't pay us, right? Like we don't get anything from that. That's just you pissing me off every week. Unbelievable.
So yeah, beer goes on top of the Purple Valley, okay, and then everything is you're good. You're good. That's all you need.
I mean, I could use some offense too. Maybe sprinkle in a couple of fucking touchdowns and we'll talk.
Second down.
We must talk about the game. The Saints fall to the Texans 20-13. Give me your overall thoughts, sir.
Overall thought is insult to injury, man. We should have won that game 9 different times. Again, we held them to 20 points. I think we shut them out in the second half. No, something like that.
3 points.
Or shut them down at least in the second half. The offense is not good enough. It's moving the ball between the 20s, and that's not how you win games. We're missing kicks. So basically, we had to have like 5 things go wrong to lose because we were so much better than Houston. So what we needed to do was we needed to fumble our interception. The first interception he's thrown all year. We need to fumble that away. We need to miss both of our kicks. We have to not score a single touchdown in the red zone the entire game. And we need to not force any other turnovers the rest of the game. If all of that happens, then yeah, sure, we'll lose. And then all of that happened and we lost. And we lost. Don't talk. Insult to injury is literal because we have 14 guys on the injury report today. 14 guys. We're back to like last year's numbers, just being decimated.
It's how we play football, correct? This is what we do.
And our reward for not only losing on the road, but losing on the road and getting everyone hurt is playing on Thursday night, the stupidest spectacle in all of professional sports. Hey, you know this game that's so violent and dangerous that you need an entire week to recover from it? Fuck that. We're gonna have you play on Thursday, okay? Because money and stuff.
That's right.
Not Friday. Oh, we don't want to interrupt with all the people watching high school football.
Yeah.
Not Saturday when you guys are watching college on Saturday.
Right.
We're going to move it all the way up to Thursday so that you have nothing else to do and you're going to watch. That's right, baby. You're going to watch. And we do. And fuck these people.
That's it.
Who knows how many injuries we're going to have on Thursday? We're already all estimated. You're going to add 10 more people to that list. It's the worst thing in sports. It's this thing.
It is, especially for the road team. You know, you're having to travel on that short week. You really can't practice all week. You're getting every practice report for the injury report. You're getting injury estimations. You know, so.
I'll tell you what. The only positive to it is if you play a Thursday game, you'll probably lose. You probably get a bunch of injuries, but you have kind of like a miniature bye week.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And for us, that's great. Because after we don't score a single offensive touchdown this week, you'll have 10 days to fire Pete Carmichael and get Ronald Curry or whoever calling the offense. We'll have plenty of time to get John Gruden in the building and figure some shit out. We'll have over a week. It's plenty of time to start someone else call plays. It's fine. It's perfect. So for us, it kind of works out because after the embarrassment we're going to put on the field on Thursday, people will say, well, the O-line's banged up, so it's not really Pete's fault. Fire him, execute him, beat him in the street. I don't care. I'm done watching that offense. Well, Derek Carr's not good in the red zone either. Derek Carr is not great in the red zone, but he is a symptom of the disease right now, and the disease is Pete Carmichael's offense. Their play calling is the worst in the NFL. You cannot have Michael Thomas, Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed, Taysom Hill, Alvin Kamara, Jimmy Graham, all on the field, potentially all at the same time, and score 1 touchdown. That's unacceptable. It's stupid. It's nonsensical.
Yeah. We really need more answers, and I think we are going to see a lot of different things after this game because we got that time to make those adjustments. Now, if people are going to get fired or not, I don't know, but I think there's definitely going to be some shuffling around coaches, shuffling around of the personnel on the team as well. We did hear DA talk about moving some guys out. Maybe we're asking too much of certain people, and maybe we need.
We're asking too much of an offensive coordinator to call plays. That's what they're saying. Oh, hey, we're asking too much of the offensive coordinator to coordinate the offense. Get fucked.
But this will give them the opportunity to make those tweaks if they decide that's what they need to do. And honestly, right now, look, DA is really going to be coaching for his job. So whatever changes he deems he needs to make, let's go ahead and make them, because you got your own rope, hang yourself with.
And that's what's so frustrating is Dennis Allen has to know, with his career resume and the talent on this team, he has to know that if he doesn't make the playoffs, if he doesn't have a good team, he's gone, and he'll never get another head coaching job. This is it. This is his chance. And he didn't get a new OC in the offseason. He didn't make a change when we stopped scoring points this year. He's sticking by his guys. Well, we just got to play better. Yeah, man. Players tend to play better for good coaches, and you don't have any right now. Mm-hmm. And that's on you. You're the head coach. Mm-hmm. I know you're a defensive guy. You're still the boss of the OC.
Yeah.
So if he's messing up and he doesn't have the fear of God that he's not going to be, that his key's not going to work on Monday, then it's still your job. It's still your problem that your subordinates are not doing their job.
Yeah, that's a good point there, Craig. I wanted to ask about is, do you think there's a lack of fear for not executing on the field from the players? Fear like they're going to lose their job, they're going to have to go sit down, because that's a big thing in college. I see that all the time. Brian Kelly, like, yo, take that guy out. Get him out.
And I think that's a problem on teams with good depth. But yeah. I think the Chris Olaves of the world, not that I'm saying him in particular, but I'm saying him in particular, they're not worried about losing their job. They're too talented. And they know that the people behind them are – who's still on the roster at wide receiver? Traquan Smith gone. Do we still have
Traquan's gone.
Kirkwood, we still got him.
Still got Kirkwood. He plays some snaps.
And I don't even remember that he's on the team because he's such a non-factor. But we got to keep him because we need a roster spot, right? So there's no fear for a guy like. And I'm not even gonna say Michael Thomas, because he's clearly given his heart and soul on that field for nothing, apparently, because we don't matter. But Olave looks like he's lackadaisical at times. Shaheed is not on the same page as the quarterback, which is expected. He's a kick returner from whatever. I don't even remember what college he went to. He's supposed to have these growing pains, but a guy like Olave is not.
Some growing pains, yeah. But listen, you had the whole offseason to work with him. Like, yeah. Y'all should have your stuff down by now. Like, this is game time. This is
the kind of mistakes shouldn't make 6 weeks into the season.
Right.
Preseason mistakes. But now people don't play in the preseason. You barely get into padded practices.
Yes.
So you're figuring it out, 6 weeks into the season. We're 6 games in. We should be 4-2 at worst with this schedule. Like, we should be in position to take some lumps. And now we're in position to take those lumps and have nothing to fall back on because we're already in second place. We needed to build a cushion, and instead we're fighting for our lives again.
So, yeah, DA talked about failing in the red zone. Let's hear what he had to say.
Look, I think it boils down to our ability to be able to execute. And by execution, I mean, like, if we're getting to a certain check or getting to a certain play, making sure everybody understands exactly what they're all supposed to be doing so that we can go out and actually perform that job the proper way on the field. And that's a combination, of we've got to do a better job of coaching it, and we've got to do a better job of playing it.
It sounds like your issue this week than normally. It seemed like there was just
that's kind of been a little bit of our issue. I do feel like we've been able to move the ball effectively at times this season, and yet whether it be by a penalty, a negative yardage play, we don't run a proper route. There's something that happens that keeps us from being able to score touchdowns down there, and that has to be cleaned up. It has to be better.
Shut up, Dennis Allen. Of course it has to get cleaned up. How did it take you so long to say, yeah, we didn't play very well? Just dragging every second out to say, well, some guys didn't do their job right. Yeah, we know. We watched, jackass. It's just it's this maddening level of, like, he's taking responsibility. Look, the thing about Dennis Allen is he's a great defensive coach, and I guess he's a good leader. Guys play hard for him. But, like, No, he didn't say anything right there. That was just talking with no meaning. There was nothing behind it. You're not explaining anything. You're not offering any solutions. You're saying, well, we did some stuff wrong and we'll do better. You know why you do stuff wrong? You do stuff wrong because you got bad coaching. All right. So you're over here as the head coach of an NFL team with a shit ton of talent, and you're 3-3. And you're 3-3, and that's the best record you've ever had after 6 weeks, Dennis Allen. You might think this is okay, but I assure you it isn't. With this defense and the players on this offense, you should not be 3-3. You should be a juggernaut. You should be a damn good team, and you're not. You should be in the conversation with Philadelphia and San Francisco, and you're not, because the offense cannot figure it out. Oh, we're moving the ball pretty well. Great. When the game's over, I hope they compare total yards instead of the score, because the score is the one they keep comparing, and that's why we keep losing. So maybe we just got to change the rules. Maybe we'll compare passing yards and not the actual score, and then we'll feel much better about ourselves. Shut up, Dennis Allen.
We were all 3 in the red zone, but penalties, 7 of 83. That was even a thing versus the Patriots. A bunch of penalties.
It was a thing for the teams that he coached in Oakland too. Oakland, Las Vegas, where the fuck he was. It's a Dennis Allen thing. You play hard, you play aggressive, and you commit a shit ton of penalties. And we're the Saints. We're not going to get any of those borderline calls. If it's close, we're getting the flag. This is how it's been with us. And if our opponent's pretty close, let them slide. They give them a warning. That's how Saints games operate. And if you don't believe me and you think it's a conspiracy theory, then you haven't watched as much football as I have.
Yeah. So, well, when DA was trying to sub people out, try to make them lose their job because they weren't performing well enough. I'm thinking about Trevor Penning in particular with this. Is this not the right approach? In any team that you've played for, hasn't losing your job been always a thing that you're concerned about?
Yeah, so all the teams I've been on, I get that can be a motivating factor for some players. Certainly some position groups respond to that better. The problem with doing it with your left tackle is that the O-line requires cohesion so much. And one of the reasons that we have a lot of talented guys who aren't very good is because we don't have any cohesion, because people are always getting hurt, or in this case, getting benched, and then your replacement gets hurt. So now you're in there despite not practicing with the ones all week, and then you're going to struggle because you've been practicing with the twos all week. That's just how it works. On the O-line, because of, I'm sending a message over it, it's not great. That's not the position you want to do it at. If you want, what you should do? You should sit Olave on the damn bench until he's ready to run his routes all the way and go up for balls and put it all on the line. You think if a guy with the talent of Olave played as hard as Michael Thomas, you know what he'd be? He'd be Michael Thomas in 2019 when he set all them records. That's what he'd be, because Olave is a monster specimen with his route running and his speed and all this stuff. And the fact that he's just, I know he had 7 catches. I know he had like 90 something yards in this game, but they were all late in the game. None of them were clutch. None of them were important. None of them were the kind of play that, like, that's my guy. That's my best receiver. I need to go get him. And people are talking about him taking off, pulling up on routes and being lackadaisical, and and listen, I'm not a wide receiver. I watch the O-line primarily. I am interested in the trenches and where the real football happens. So I can't tell you if that's really true. Okay. But if it's not true, then he's not as good as we thought he was either. So one of 2 things is the case. Either he is not playing as hard, or he's hurt, or he's not as good as we thought he was, because they speak for themselves, man. A guy with his talents, his skill set, his talent, he should be more of a factor than he has been.
Well, speaking of guys who are not as good as we thought they were, Derek Carr had a game of the season, 353 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 reception. So
that pick was a desperation play. I'm not really even going to count it. But are we going to talk about those last 4 plays? Are we going to talk about that last sequence?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
So the NOF guys, is if you don't follow New Orleans football, you should. They're great. and most of the garbage stats I'm going to repeat to you right now are from them.
Mhm.
They ran the same play the last 4 plays
Yeah, they did.
in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I was real frustrated after the Buccaneers game, I said it was like a toddler playing Madden in play calling. But I was wrong, because even a child with a PlayStation controller wouldn't pick the same play 4 plays in a row. That is so stupid. I don't care what you see. Oh, well, I thought we had a matchup. We were confident that we had a matchup on it. Shut up, Dennis Allen. Shut up, Pete Carmichael. Shut up, Derek Carr. Shut up, all of you that could have possibly thought that was a good idea. You know why you don't run it 4 times in a row? Because it doesn't work. If it worked, people would do that, but they don't do that because it doesn't work. You want an example of how it doesn't work? 3 incompletions and a pick. That's how it doesn't work, jackass.
Oh, man. Yeah. But, if this was a play that was called and you've seen this at the line and you're Derek Carr, I mean, you're seeing this at the line. Yes. This is what I'm saying.
Would have ran that play 4 plays in a row? Fuck no.
But Mike Thomas, run a slant, please.
He would have pulled somebody over. He would have pulled Michael Thomas by his fucking shoulder pads and he said, "Hey, you're gonna fucking drag across, and we're gonna get 7 of these yards so that we can have a manageable 3rd or 4th down."
Yes.
You know that didn't happen because Derek Carr is not in control of this offense.
That's bull. That's bull. You paying him too much damn money to not have control over the offense. What the hell?
But that's on the coaching. Dude, he's the 13th highest paid quarterback. Shut up about the fucking contract. It's nothing. Hey, starting quarterback.
Hey, when you're getting paid that kind of money, I expect production, and I expect my quarterback to be able to call protections and audible at the line of scrimmage when you're getting paid this amount of money. Yes, that's what I expect.
That's not how audibles work. You get a couple of plays. You get out there, and if you kill the main one, you have a couple usually running plays that are built in. In that situation, they probably were something else, but he's not checking to him, so. Is it his fault? Is it the offensive coordinator not giving him a set and just giving him plays? Is he the one telling, "Hey, Pete, run the verts again, man. We got this matchup." I'm tired of defending Derek Carr. I like Derek Carr. I liked signing him. I like him as a dude, but I can't defend anyone anymore. We're 3-3. That is not the end of the world. The sky is not falling. We are half game back in the division, but it feels so much worse because these mistakes are not being fixed. And if you don't fix them, they're going to keep happening. When you have an injury or you're a little sick, you can if you don't go to the doctor, most of the time it's just going to get better. I mean, that's just how people work. Most of the time you're going to get better. If there's a problem with your car and you just ignore it, it's not going to get better. The Saints are a car. They're a Derek Carr. And if you don't bring them to the goddamn shop and fire some offensive coordinators, it's not going to get better.
Yep. The defense.
That Derek Carr thing was a complete accident. I had that analogy in my head before I remembered his name was Carr. So don't judge me for that joke. That was an accident.
That was good, Craig. That was good. The defense, they started off the game pretty rough. And reporters kind of asked about maybe it being too much on the defense to kind of carry the load because the offense isn't doing their part. I kind of agree with that, but still, you have a job. You have to do your job, and this is what DA had to say about that.
You can hold yourself to a standard, all right? And when you watch the first half, that's not the standard of football that we want to play defensively. So take all the other BS out of it. That's not the standard that we want to play at. And that's why I say this is a team game, we put ourselves in a hole that we couldn't climb out of, and we have to be better than that.
Yep, team game. Again, the offense is not putting up 21 points.
Look,
the defense overall held them to 20.
He is essentially the defensive coordinator, right? He is a defensive-minded head coach. Yeah. Joe Woods is his lackey. Mm-hmm. He's a defensive team. So I appreciate him taking responsibility for his defense and their part in it. But they allowed 20 points on the road. You should win a football game in the NFL where you allow 20 points.
Yes, absolutely. 100%.
You should win a football game where you allow 20 points.
100%.
We have allowed more than 20 points once this year, and we have 3 losses.
Yep.
It's ridiculous. It's just, you can't put that on the defense. The defense are riddled with injuries by the end of that game, and they played great. They had an interception that they fumbled back, so clearly that's why you play defense, Zach Bond. We used to say, oh, well, you hate these receivers that can't catch, you should play corner. Yeah, you're playing linebacker because you can't fucking catch. You ain't no hands. All right. Nice catch. Give it right back to him. Lost a yard. I'm still not over that. That was a game-changing sequence. What was I saying? I'm yelling about Dennis Allen. Dennis Allen, man, look, I know he's a defensive head coach. I know that his job is defense, and our defense is very good. But his career record as a head coach is what it is. And you are what your record says you are.
Yeah.
And I'm defending him, and I've been making points that him and Carr have been in bad situations, and it's not their fault. But if we don't score a touchdown against the Jaguars, and we come out of there with 9 points, 12 points, and rely on a rookie kicker to get all of our offense, people need to be fired. People need to be fired. People need to be benched. I don't care how many years you're paying Carr for. This is all monopoly money. None of it matters. If he can't get the job done, try Jameis. Try the kid from Fresno. I don't care. You have to make changes. This roster is too good to let it slip away and fire your coaches and rebuild. This will be, if we end up not making the playoffs and not being a good team with this roster, then it's going to be one of the biggest letdowns in Saints history, because this is a good team on paper. And the fact that we can't put it together is frustrating as hell.
You know, maybe that's our problem as Saints fans. We're looking at stuff on paper and we're sticking to what we thought instead of evolving. Because, you know, at the end of the day, our offense has not been good, yet we still continue to think they have the potential to be good because these are good players and we have good pieces and all this stuff. But maybe they aren't as good as we thought.
But we've seen flashes. We've seen flashes already. Kamara is clearly a good player still. He still has burst. He's still a dynamic player.
He looks good.
Michael Thomas has still been really good. He's been consistently our best receiver. He's clearly still getting open, making the catch. He has 40-something targets without a drop this season. We've seen what Olave can do. We've seen what Shaheed can do. Jimmy Graham is a million years old, but every Saints fan out here knows exactly what he's capable of, and he has a few catches and a touchdown this year. We've seen glimpses and flashes, and the fact that it's just flashes and it's not consistent, that's what's so frustrating. And we can't just blame it on the O-line every day. I know we want to blame the fat guys every single time because you guys are all jackasses who do not understand how hard it is to play offensive line. But you can't blame it all on them because they played well a few weeks and we didn't win some of those weeks either.
Put up points on offense. Yes, I agree. I agree. So, but it speaks to who the team is right now. They are consistently inconsistent.
They're consistently inconsistent. Well said, friend. Well said. Very eloquent of you.
Third down for what?
The Jaguars. The Saints.
Joining us for third down today, going behind enemy lines, we have 2 Jaguars fans. And we're going to introduce Scott and James. How you guys doing?
Doing good. Happy to be here.
Same here. Anytime I can flap my gums about some football, I'm always down.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah, hey, that puts y'all in a better place than us. I don't want to talk about this at all right now. After Sunday, football is dead to me, and I would say until Sunday, but we got to do this damn thing on Thursday. So just bad, just pain. All this.
Oh, I would know about years of pain. I would definitely know about that for sure.
Yep. All right. So James comes to us from the Touchdown Jaguars podcast. You can find him on social media at TD Jaguars Pod. So for all of our people in the studio audience, we want to welcome in our guest. That's right. Make you guys feel nice and welcome here. So
I don't approve of any of these sound effects. That's all the producer over there. Okay.
No. This is our studio audience, man. It's not me.
You know what? I appreciate the boos these days because it used to be a time where I would come on somebody's show and they would feel sorry for me, like, oh, this poor guy got to watch the Jaguars or cover the Jaguars for a living.
Mhm.
So boos are better than somebody feeling sorry for me for sure.
Yo, we're Saints fans. We don't feel sorry for nobody.
Hey,
We've been through it.
We're down
We have
low
no
too. So,
sympathy.
but yep. All right, Scott. What I see you drinking a beer, man. What you got?
I am drinking some Modelo.
Modelo.
Nice.
I like it. I like
Very
it.
nice. Working
All
man's
right.
beer.
Yeah, it's working man's beer. Working man's beer. Okay. All right. You guys coming off of a nice win versus the Colts, 37-20. How did you guys feel about the game? Give me your thoughts on the game here, Scott.
Yeah, going against Gardner Minshew Mania, always a big fan of him, and he really helped us out, and appreciate everything he does for us still to this day.
Oh, Minshew.
But he sucks, and I'm glad you kicked his ass. He actually was responsible for giving us a win last year, as he was filling in for Jalen Hurts on the Eagles and threw a touchdown to Marshawn Lattimore. The only touchdown we scored that game. Yeah, real bad, real ugly. But thank you, Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, thank you. He made the Jags look really good, and after the 2 games in London, we get another win, so on a 3-game winning streak. So solid from here.
Is it upcoming that you guys are just officially the London Jaguars? Like, I feel like they kind of just shove you guys over there. Like, oh, we need somebody to play in London. Oh, the Jags don't care. Let's
You say that. So Jags have played 11 games in London since 2013, and Jags are 6-5 in those games.
Yeah,
dude, Dennis Allen would kill a man for that record.
That's kind of stuff he does. Yep. All right, James. What were your thoughts on his win over the Colts?
I mean, going back to what I was saying earlier, when you're a Jags fan and you've seen as much losing as we have in the past, you'll take it where you can get it. But at the same time, I would say, like, I came out of the game, upbeat about the win, but it was a weird win nonetheless. Because you look at how, like, the last 2 quarters ended, and, a lot of what the Jaguars were able to do successfully hinged on the defense, which coming into the season, if you would have asked us if the defense would be an X factor for this team as they have been, a lot of people would have told you no. But a lot of, if you look at the offensive success they had, it came from help from the defense, costly interceptions on Minshew's behalf. Darius Williams with a pick on there. We might talk about him later and how he's been playing. So yeah, that defense really put them in good position to get the points that they did, albeit field goals or whatever the case may be, or touchdowns. So from that standpoint, it felt weird because the offense in those first 2 quarters felt like they were on fire. And then we got into the second half and it's like, what's going on here? So still, we'll take it where we can get it. A divisional win against the Colts. And the Colts are now 9 losses straight in Jacksonville. So they can't get over that hump. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's a good stat there.
They just got to catch you guys on one of your 19 trips to London and try to beat you there instead. So what I'm hearing is that you guys have a good defense who takes the ball away. And we have Derek Carr and Pete Carmichael. So I hate this.
I would say a opportunistic defense.
Okay.
And a very good defense against the run. So when you factor those 2 things into there, that helps them tremendously. And they've been an X factor for this team. Like, we all came, and Scott can speak on this, from his perspective, but we came into this season concerned about not having enough at rush position. And, here we are, the Jaguars defense has really been kind of like the backbone of the team. And I think one thing that has also helped them in terms of, kind of camouflage that issue of not having a pass rush, Mike Caldwell, I saw a stat today, Mike Caldwell blitzing at a 5% higher rate than he has in the past, which makes sense because he's from the Todd Bowles tree, which Todd Bowles was his, his boss basically in Tampa Bay. So he learned a lot from him, it appears, and he is doing a good job, I guess I would say, working with what he has from the standpoint of that pass rush.
Is it a similar defense that you guys run as to what they were Bulls runs in Tampa?
Yeah, I would say we don't blitz as much as they do. You know,
Okay.
we rely on, you know, the guys a little bit up front, a little bit more. But I think, you know, again, with Josh Allen really being the only threat as a pass rusher, I think we'll move closer along the lines of like matching those blitz figures that, you know, Bowles kind of put up when Caldwell was with them. So yeah, similar in some ways. Just I would say like we probably don't have the blitz percentages them, of course, but I think we're getting there. We're definitely getting there with Josh Allen being the lone like guy that can really get to the pass.
Yeah, I see
Which is
Josh
impressive
Allen
because
leads
he
the
played quarterback
team.
for the Bills.
Yeah.
So Todd Bowles and the Buccaneers give us fits. We have been playing bad against the Buccaneers for like 3 years straight. So to hear that this is from the Todd Bowles tree, I hate it. This is going terribly. Everything you're telling me is awful. I hate this.
Josh Allen, the pass rushing Josh Allen, Craig.
I mean, it's amazing that he's able to do both. I think that's impressive.
He's leading the Jaguars with 7 sacks on the year. But hey, look, you got a former LSU Tiger and Caleb Vaughn Chason. He's third on the team in sacks with 2. But so you guys not really up on Chason. He's not that guy, that factor, that other rusher for you guys.
Dale, shut up about LSU. We watched them on Saturday. This is the Saints show.
Well, Dale, I too am an SEC guy. I'm a Georgia Bulldog fan, so there's that. Yeah, born and raised in Georgia. Thought I would never see the day where we win a championship, let alone 2 in a row, right? But here we are. But yeah, in terms of Chason, oh man, you know, when I share this on Twitter, a lot of people that do check this out are probably just gonna like laugh when you mention Chason, and it's no disrespect to the guy, but he has been a guy that the fan base is not really high on. It hasn't worked out. Yeah, it hasn't worked out from the pass rush perspective. Admittedly, I thought like coming out of LSU, you know, I thought he did have the tools that, you know, he would develop a little bit quicker than he did. And, you know, if I can recall, I'm on the radio saying this, like on somebody's radio stations, like saying how much faith I had in Chason actually being the guy alongside Josh Allen. So it just hasn't really worked out for him. But he's a guy that if you would have asked us going into training camp if he would survive and be on this team, a lot of people would have said no, and he stuck around. So that's a testament of him just, you know, fighting through it and obviously showing that coaching staff enough to where they believe that, you know, we need to keep this kid around for another year, which is huge because this staff is good in development and seeing potential. So for me, that says something that speaks volumes of what they feel Chason could be or develop into this year.
Okay. Well, I saw that the injury report said Tyson Campbell, the cornerback, looked like he's going to be out this week. Scott, how do you feel about your secondary without, you know, Tyson Campbell in there? Are you still confident?
Losing Tyson Campbell is a big blow, but I think the rest of our secondary, we got Andre Cisco kind of ball hawking in the middle of the field for us. Jaguars lead the league in turnovers with 15. So the defense must be doing something right.
All right, there you go.
You know, I'm going to tell you guys, we do this a lot. We do this show every week. We have different people in for every team we're playing. And usually the people are like, oh, you know, we've been struggling this, and that, and here's why. And by the end of it, I think, oh, okay, well, the Saints had a shot. This is okay. You know, these guys seem upset about it. Everything you guys have said have made me hate this whole. I don't want to watch. I'm seeing a disaster. I see a train moving in slow motion at a car on the tracks, and I don't want to have to watch what's about to happen. All of this sounds terrible. Factor in that your boy Lawrence is absolutely going to play.
Yeah,
so ignore all of the injury reports because we're the Saints, and nothing makes you healthier than playing the Saints. And not even to speak about how bad we are and how we should be firing all of our coordinators, and we can't do that because it's a short week. Damn.
I think you're beating yourself up too much because did you lose to Houston?
We did.
We lost to Houston.
Yeah,
we blew a 17-0 lead in Green Bay.
We're sorry about that, y'all.
I don't know. I just think CJ Stroud's like legit and the real deal.
And we picked him off with his first interception of the season, and we fumbled the pick.
Gave right
we
back
picked
to him.
him off, and we fumbled it right back. They lost 1 yard.
Yeah, gave right back.
And then they scored a touchdown on that drive. They scored a touchdown on the drive they threw a pick on. That's how bad we are right now.
Well,
it happened.
Fellas, what I will say is, and again, maybe Scott can speak on this too. I think we all, including Saints fans and Jags fans, underestimated the Texans a little bit. They are, I should have known, because DeMeco Ryans,
good coach,
is a good
I love
coach.
Ryans.
Yeah.
I like him a lot, actually.
Right.
Yep. And I feel silly for doubting his ability. I do think he's going to be there for a long time. And funny story about them. I know this is about, obviously the Jags and the Saints, but funny story about the Texans is me and my buddy, my co-host Phil, we went to the draft as media members, and we were, in the media room watching the Texans do what they did in the first round. And when we saw them get Will Anderson and then trade up for Stroud, because I was already on record for saying I think Stroud is the best quarterback of that group that was available.
We said that on this show too.
There you go. And soon as they traded up for Stroud, me and Phil looked at each other like this and just shook our head. It was like, oh man, they might get better quicker than we thought. And just a master plan on their part for a Texas organization that's kind of been known to be a laughing stock. But
really,
credit where credit is due.
You're right.
And what's impressive about what they built is that their offense is gonna grow because Stroud is gonna grow and progress. But Ryans is a defensive coach, defensive player, so that defense is going to get good. Like I don't know how quickly it's going to happen, but they're going to put resources into it. They're going to put focus on it. That's going to be a solid team. Probably sucks for you guys because you got to play them twice a year. But I mean, you're right. People wrote them off as being a bad team from the get go, and they're actually the upstarts. And Carolina sucks flat out. And we kind of preseason flipped those two. We thought Carolina might be good, and nope.
Yep, that's right. All right, so go ahead.
Yeah, the Texans, CJ Stroud 1 overall and Will Anderson at 3. They got their leaders for both sides of the ball in the same draft. So they're set for the future.
Yeah, that's a good point there.
Yeah, that's how you do it. Take care of the premium positions first.
Yeah.
Take care of that first, and then worry about the rest later. And that's.
Maybe draft some O-line too while you're at it.
There you go. Well, left tackle, premium position too, right? So yeah.
So let's talk about your offense. And I just kind of looked at some of the stats, and for what I can see, it seems like Trevor Lawrence likes to spread the ball around. His favorite receiver is the guy that's open. And I'm just looking at the top 4 receivers. They all average right around 30 catches. Do you notice the same thing when he's distributing the ball there, Scott?
Yeah, I don't really think he has a favorite. He likes giving everyone their chances. I know when we got Calvin Ridley, everyone said they would be a dynamic duo. But he hasn't really gone off. But every time there's a important first down they need to get, he throws it to him and he makes the play. We also got Evan Ingram at tight end.
Yeah,
he's come up with some ridiculous plays this season.
Yeah, like a one-hand catch this last game was crazy.
Yeah, that happens at least like once a game.
This is going to sound like it's just a nothing thing, but this is also another horrible thing. If you have one great wide receiver, we put Lattimore on him and he doesn't exist anymore. But if he spreads the ball to everybody, now Lattimore is just a guy out there. Yeah. Everything you guys are saying is bumming me out.
Yeah, for real, man. The other part that makes the offense go, Travis Etienne. The last few games, he's put up like 267 all-purpose yards, 4 touchdowns. He's been looking good this season. But have you noticed that's been like the focus of your offense there, James?
No, I wouldn't say he's the focus. So why Travis Etienne stands out is because he makes the most of whatever opportunities you give him. So he could very well not even get that many, receptions or carries, but he's so explosive. The ones that he get, they like 20 yards a pop or whatever the case may be. So, that being said, like he really is, in terms of when you look at the offensive side of the ball, he's really what's kept them going, because he's made the most of his opportunities and he's real explosive. Would you rather have another running back when you look in terms of looking at the last 2 to 3 weeks of football? Would you rather have another running back that can do what he does? And another thing, what makes him very opportunistic is the run after the catch or ability, or yards after contact ability. Because Calvin Ridley talked about this too. Like, they asked, like, what makes him so hard to bring down, and it's his legs, man. Like, just looking at the kid in training camp, he's a guy that doesn't go down easy. And if you're not tackling well, and this is a testament to how good he is, if you're not tackling well, it's going to be a long day. Especially, he's one of those guys who will wear on you come third quarter, fourth quarter. That's when he starts going off, type of thing. Because if you look at the Jazz offensive line, they were probably average at best, maybe even some people will say worse. After, when you get into that third and fourth quarter and his legs are still pretty fresh, that spells, disaster for a lot of defense. And that's how he's made his money this year.
All that with Demario Davis probably not playing. Awesome.
I saw that on the injury report. And I was like, oh, wow. Like, Demario Davis is a guy, the last time we played the Saints, if I can recall, he was a thorn in their foot, for real. So, for him not to play, and, we hope him the best, and, hope he returns to the field as soon as possible. Of course, not against us necessarily, but everybody else.
We play the Colts the following week, so you want him to get him back on the field pretty soon.
Yeah.
Against Jonathan, against for sure. Because that as he gets more snaps as well, that's when he's going to get going. It's the ETN effect too. So hopefully you'll get like Davis back for that game.
I don't want to brush over it yet. Calvin Ridley, fantastic footwork, very good wide receiver. It was bull crap that he had to sit out and was suspended the way that he was. Saints fans, who are also LSU fans, have hated him for so long that we are relishing an opportunity to hate him once again.
Yeah, I love that opportunity to hate an Alabama player. So,
and then he was a Falcon. He went from Bama to the Falcons. God,
yes.
Bless him.
Absolutely.
You say he shouldn't have gotten in trouble. I agree with you, but I think if he didn't get in trouble, he'd still be with the Falcons, and we wouldn't have been able to get him.
Good point.
Good point. Good job, Goodell. Sorry, I could hear Saints fans outside with pitchforks after I complimented Goodell, so I gotta have to still hate him.
Yep, that's right.
All right, cool.
All right, well let's get some game predictions from you guys. Scott, let's start off with you.
Oh man, I'd like to think it'd be a high-scoring game. Just offense on both sides of the ball is talented. I'm still worried about Trevor Lawrence, the injury he's dealing with right now. Probably affect his mobility more than anything, and they like to do a lot of play action stuff like that. I just think maybe like 28-21 Jags.
All right.
There is no way in heaven or on earth we're going to score 3 touchdowns in this game.
Yeah, that's been our thing, like scoring over 20 points or under. Like that's
We've
always been the mark.
20 points once this year.
Yeah.
So if we lose 20 whatever to 21, that means that we ran some kicks back or y'all fumbled in the end zone. That's it. The only way.
All right, James, what's your prediction?
Yeah, well, taking in that nugget that we just had, I'll put the Saints at 17 points. Like Scott, I am a little concerned about Trevor Lawrence, and here's the thing too, is Brandon Scherf did not practice either. So you're looking at a Jacksonville Jaguars that got a quarterback on the injury report, and also their best offensive lineman on the injury report as well. That makes me nervous. But that being said, I do think, just looking at how the Saints' luck is going, they do have enough to beat the Saints between, who's healthy, I would go 21-17, something like that. I don't think Trevor Lawrence is like going to go off like crazy just considering the circumstances.
Right.
But I do think they can win this game. Don't know if it'll be by a lot, but with the Saints struggle, if they keep the Saints under 21 as I predicted, or 20 as you all have said, they got it.
If we get to 17, something crazy happened.
Something wild. Even 17?
Even 17. If we get to 17, that means we have 2 touchdowns. So something wild happened. Like we picked off somebody in the red zone or something. Like that ain't gonna happen just on its own.
Right. Okay.
Okay, well, hey, we do appreciate you guys joining us. James, tell us how we can check out your podcast.
Yeah, you can check us out at TD Jags Pod on Twitter. SportsGrind_Don on Twitter, and my co-host at Phil the Filipino on Twitter as well. We also have a website where I put articles up occasionally from my days as an editor, but I've kind of been busy, so I don't really do the articles so much. But our podcasts are up there. Archived articles are up there as well. It's touchdownjaguars.com.
All right, cool. So everybody go out to touchdownjaguars.com and enjoy some Jaguars content. We appreciate you guys joining us.
Hopefully they don't enjoy it this week.
They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
We need some predictions, some keys to the game.
Listen,
How do you think this thing is going to happen? Going to go down.
Whatever those 2 jackasses just said, forget it. Ignore it. They're wrong. They're stupid. They have no idea what they're talking about. All right. They're both lovely people who do not understand football because everything they just said is a lie. Having said that, I agree with everything they just said, and I do not expect a good game. I'm not excited about Thursday. Not feeling it, man. I'm not with it. I don't want to watch this thing. We are too injured. It's a bad matchup. I don't like it.
Yeah. Look, we're always dealing with injuries, but the offensive line is going to be a mass unit. Who do you think will start at the right tackle with Ramczyk dealing with a concussion?
Oh my God! Oh man, who came in late at the game? Because it's not.
It was Ruiz to end the game.
Oh, it was Ruiz. They bounced him out to the. Oh, that was.
Yeah, they put Saldivari in at right guard, and I know that's not going to happen for a whole game.
That won't be the case this week.
Yeah, that was purely an emergency situation. Maybe Landon
Young could get his ass on the fucking field. Wouldn't that be great to have an actual backup tackle? Where did he go to school?
Kentucky. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone who supports Kentucky in any facet, fuck you. Look, man, I don't even know. I don't even know who's going to start at right tackle in that game. Garcia's probably going to end up playing. Pete's going to have to play. It's going to be a mash unit on the O-line. It's going to be bad, and we're facing a really good pass rushing team who it takes the ball away a lot. It is a shit matchup for us on a short week because Thursday Night Football is stupid.
According to some beat reporters, Landon Young was not seen at the open part to the media. So
no, because he's dead. He's dead. He's the Walking Dead. He's a zombie. He's a walker. They keep him in the back room behind those doors and say, "Don't open, dead inside." All right, because Landon Young is useless to me. And last year when he played, he was sucked. So the reason he's on the team, that's how bad our depth is. That we have Landon Young on the team, and he's not even healthy enough to play. That's how bad our depth is. What was I saying? I was saying how bad we are. Yeah, it's bad. Jack by 100. Are we to the prediction part yet? Because mad.
we need you to pick a right tackle for it because I don't see one on the team.
No, I got shoulder pads in the garage. I'm the third string apparently at this point. It's bad, man. It's not a good situation. Storm Norman was a good one, and now he's with like Atlanta or some shit because we can't hold on to our backup. I don't know. I don't know who plays right tackle.
Yeah, I honestly do not see who we can put in. Like, you cannot start Ruiz at right tackle. It cannot happen.
I'm going to go down the fucking roster, and I'm going to try to figure out who's going to start at right tackle.
I'm seriously looking at it right now. And in fact, let me share my screen here. That'll be easier. I can't find the right tackle, Craig. This is insane. Oh,
It's bad. That's bad, man.
okay. Here we go. So who do you see here that you would put in at right tackle? if you're talking about, it can't be Saldiveri. Penning on play left.
There's literally no one on the depth chart right there in front of you.
You're probably going to start Pete at left guard. So Matt Garcia is going to be your backup again.
Garcia's an interior guy. He's not playing outside.
So you have to find
unless there's somebody
on the
practice. What's the practice squad look like? There's got to be a practice squad elevation because that's the only thing that I can think of.
Okay, so Mark Evans on the practice squad.
It's going to be Evans. Mark Evans is going to be our right tackle this week.
Cameron Irving, the other guy.
Yeah, I don't hate Evans, man. I wish it was Ramczyk. Dude, Ramczyk has played so bad this year that I don't know why I keep talking about it. I don't know why I keep talking like he's some great thing.
Yeah, and
his good years are behind him.
His knee situation is concerning. So yeah.
Look, he can't play. He can't practice every week because he's on rest because he's got degenerative knee problems, and he hasn't been playing very well. So I'm ready to draft an offensive tackle in the first round because we're gonna have to replace both of them pretty soon.
It's going to happen now.
Yeah.
With the results we're getting from Penning and Ramczyk being on the decline, I don't see any way around it. Like we're going.
Listeners to this show will know that Trevor Penning is my boy. Yeah. I wanted him before the draft. I'm a big fan of his. I've been defending him constantly, but the stuff that I was seeing last season and in the preseason and training camp it's not translating. He's not playing well enough right now. And he's my favorite player on the team, of the offensive line, and it's not working. And you can't give up on an O lineman, 6 starts into a career. You have to keep playing him.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Dennis Allen is stupid, and they already benched him. So you set that clock back already. I don't know what you got to draft O tackle first round next year. And I don't know if it's to replace the right or the left at this point because we're going to need help everywhere. The O-line is not good enough despite what we put into it. Our scouting department has been really good at finding wide receivers and DBs and real shit at finding linemen.
Mm. Yeah, maybe so. Maybe that's it. All right, well, listen, these are going to be my keys for the game. We need the Saints to stop the run because
Without Demario Davis.
These are just keys to the game. One time this season that we saw the Jaguars be held to 40 yards on the ground was versus Kansas City in week 2, and that's the game that they lost. So I think Etienne is the engine that makes this team go. We need to stop him.
Or they stopped running the ball because they had to play catch up because they were playing Patrick Mahomes.
No, that wasn't the case in that case, but I feel what you're saying. that wasn't the case there. So
you feel that pressure the whole time.
Yeah, for sure.
Look, I agree. Every game that you play, you should start with stopping the run. What's your second key? I'm grumpy and drunken. Let's talk about this, man. What's your second key?
Okay, so I think that we need to use Alvin Kamara out the backfield over the middle in the passing game I'm talking about.
No. We don't throw over the middle.
Yeah. I had to get very particular with this because during the game I said we need to get the ball to AK, and they threw a flare pass to him, and he gets shot down by 2 dudes out there waiting on him. So I want to see him come out the backfield and go over the middle.
Look, let me tell you something about Pete Carmichael and how fucking stupid he is. Look, you have Michael Thomas, who is the best slant run. I know slant boy is an offensive term. Whatever, shut up. He's the best slant running receiver in NFL history.
That's what we need.
Like maybe ever, right?
Yes.
Like he was so good at getting open short for a first down when you needed it. No one was better than that.
Mm-hmm.
No one. I'm serious. No one was better than that, and we don't run it because it's in the middle of the field. And Pete Carmichael won't throw that.
Yeah.
Alvin Kamara, choice route. He sneaks through the line.
Yes.
And he has a this way, that way. He's unguardable.
That's
no
what I'm saying.
linebacker on the planet is going to stick with him when he makes that choice route.
Yes.
And we don't run it anymore.
That's what I want to see right there.
You put Shaheed on a drag. What corner is going to keep up with Shaheed running full tilt across the field? No one's doing that. If you run man coverage, that's open every single time. But we don't run that because it goes across the middle of the field.
Yep.
There's some kind of weird gypsy curse that prevents Carmichael from throwing a pass in this little circle in the middle of the damn field, you know, where it should be easiest to throw. We don't even run routes there. I don't think it's salvageable. I don't think we're going to win this week, and I don't think we can save Pete Carmichael's career. He's just not good enough. Look, and I don't think Sean Payton was all that great. Look at what he's doing in Denver. I think he's falling apart. I think we put Sean Payton and by proxy Pete Carmichael on this pedestal because Drew Brees dragged them to greatness.
Yes. Right. It was all Drew.
And I know when Brees retired and we still had Peyton, I was one of those first guys like, Peyton probably made Brees. He probably helped Brees along, and so he'll be able to develop the next guy. And then Peyton ran for the door like a little bitch and left us with Carmichael, who is a little bitch. So the combination of all that is just the worst, and Brees was clearly the best player who's ever existed, and everyone should remember him as such.
Yeah. There you go. We all hail Drew Brees.
Not a fun show, Dale. We have a few fun shows over the course of the season, preseason mostly.
Yeah,
this isn't fun. I'm not enjoying this.
How about this? Hey, that's fun.
Shut up, Dennis Allen.
All right, game picks. Who you got winning this one, Craig?
Jags by 100. No, all right. Listen. Davis isn't going to play, but we have Jalen Smith hanging out on the practice squad, and we still have Pete Warner, white boy whose name I always forget. Linebacker's going to be fine. Secondary is still healthy. Secondary is good. D-line is healthy. D-line is good. I really like how Brzee is coming along.
Granderson has been the man.
Yeah, Granderson is a monster. He has earned that. Man, we saved money signing him. We did because he'd been added. He would have had a 0 on the end of that. By the way, he's been playing.
Yep.
So I like Granderson. Cam's looking a little bit old. We'll get into that later. We can have a whole show about how depressing it is that our favorite defensive lineman is a shadow of his former self. Defense, I'm not worried about. I think with Lawrence playing, but Lawrence playing hobbled. He's going to be able to make his throws, but he's not going to be able to get out of the pocket and extend plays. And those are the quarterbacks that really hurt us. So if he's not as mobile and you can keep him in the pocket, I think we can really dominate that matchup. I'm not worried about their offense. But I am worried about our offense. I do not think that we've made the necessary changes. You didn't have time to make the adjustments because we're playing on a Thursday because that's stupid and we're doing it anyway. And man, the O-line is torn to pieces. Carr is still banged up. He's still on the injury report, even though he was a full practice today. I mean, I don't think we're going to score points. I think it's going to be really, really frustrating, and people should lose their jobs for it. I think it's Jaguars 17, Saints 9.
Ooh, 17-9. Take the under.
We are not scoring a touchdown, and people need to be fired for it, and they won't.
Okay. All right, I'm going to predict Jaguars 20, Saints 16. So we do not break the 20 point mark again. And yeah, some changes happen after this mini bye.
Is that enough to at least change the play caller, if not fire somebody?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a change made. I don't know if anybody's getting fired, but it's going to be a change made. So
at the very least, at the bare fucking minimum,
yeah,
Curry calls the plays and you bring in Gruden. You have to. I don't care what you put in an email, guys. I don't care. I like winning. Well, you can help us win. I don't care who he called what in an email. I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah, they won't do the Gruden.
I don't care about what people said in an email. All right, win.
They won't do that, but they will definitely put Curry in as a play caller, I think, for the rest of the year, and we'll see how that works out.
We'll do it for 5 weeks, and we lose some of those, and we panic, and we find somebody on the street. I don't care. Try something. The whole, we need to get better, and I like what we're doing, and we just need to be better at it. It's not good enough. That's not good enough to save Dennis Allen's job. If he wants to have a paycheck next offseason, he needs to do something. And that something is winning football games.
So if you're Gail Benson, what are you doing if the Saints don't win the division this year?
Man, I think Gail's a sweetheart, man. I think her and Mickey, they have a good relationship with Dennis Allen. I think unless it's disastrous, he's going to hang around, and that's why I want it to get fixed. Cause I don't think, look, if we don't make the playoffs, people need to get fired. We need to cut some of our high paid free agents and we need to actually rebuild. I don't want to do that because it doesn't always work. Sometimes you do a full rebuild and you look like the Panthers who missed on their quarterback and are going to suck for the next 5 years because of it. Like, not every rebuild works. So I don't want to do that. I want to keep the core. But if Dennis Allen is the guy, it's never going to get better unless they change the offense. So if you get a hot shot offensive coordinator and you can do something on the offensive, if you have any kind of an offense, this team is really good, but we don't. And I don't see the changes coming. I think this is going to be a bleak period for Saints fans, man. All I see is darkness. There is no joy. There is no happiness. There is no love. The world is dark and cold, staring into the abyss. Blackness for eternity.
That's a hell of a way to end the podcast there, Craig. Hell of a way to end the podcast. Oh, hey, you guys join us on Thursday night for the Beer Chaser. We will be there, win or lose. And we will.
I might join this week. It'll be fun.
We'll talk about this game. Hopefully, we're talking about a win.
My God, imagine our negativity, and we go in there and we drop 40 and we blow them out. Wouldn't that be amazing?
We get drunk. We're gonna
how terrible that would be? Because if we did that, then Pete Carmichael's job would be safe.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a win-win for me right now. If the Saints win, then the Saints win. Cool, awesome. And if the Saints lose, then fire people.
There it is. There it is, man. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for us here on the Beer Run.
Look, we know you guys have a choice in podcasts and YouTube shows. We're on YouTube now to kill an hour of your life. And we're amazed you chose us. It's a terrible decision. For myself, the California Cajun, for the whole BS and Beer Network, for Dave's Loud Ass Truck and the Godfather Tomas. This is Little Dice. I'm the California Cajun. Have a beer. It's on us.
Who that?
Remember to follow us on social media at BS and Beer Media. Also, smash the like button on YouTube and share with friends.